Guten Tag, everybody. Jerk here, and we have a special weekend edition of Trainables today. I wasn't planning on it, but I had this game last night, and there were some very good teachable moments in it, both for myself and others. Then there's the fact that we get very close to setting the new damage record. In fact, less than 10,000 away from setting it. And I'll be the first to say damage isn't everything, but you don't make friends with salad, and you don't sink ships by hugging them. Is the Prinz Eugen the best cruiser in the game? That's the question here. And I've been thinking about if we had a 1v1 mode, which ship would I want to use? And I'm pretty certain this is it. Its versatility is just really hard for anything else to compete with, in my opinion. But I'd love to hear all your thoughts on it in the comments below. What do you know? We're on Sea of Fortune, and we have Sea Spawn, and there is one place, and one place only I want to be, and that is the island directly in front of me. Okay, that island directly in front of me to the left. If I can get there, then the Prinz Eugen becomes nearly impossible to dislodge. But first, before I can do that, we'll need to take care of any unwanted guests who come to challenge C. Exhibit A as to why the Prinz is so good. It's AP. What do you think about its AP, Emberg? I'd say the Emberg agrees, but would you need another taste to be certain? So we'll just let the Emberg sit in its smoke and chew on the fat and think about that before it comes to its final conclusion. But you can't run a test with just one subject. So we're going to need a second opinion. Would anybody care to volunteer? Oh, excuse me. Baltimore, what do you think about the Prinz Eugen's AP? Interesting. Very interesting indeed. And I can only imagine how frustrating it must be on the other end, as I'm constantly moving forwards and bumping into islands and then going backwards to dodge their shots. I've gotten pretty lucky so far in avoiding taking too much damage. I did take about 20,000, but hey, I've got heals. Give me a reason to use them. Now that the Baltimore is moving behind the island to my left and the Emberg is behind the island in front of me, I'm going to take this time to make my move up to my island. And fingers crossed there's not too... Oh, crap. Oh. It's a goddamn Wichita. What do you think about my AP, Wichita? Yeah, I thought. Would you like another? Wait a minute. Is that Wichita shooting AP? My God, man. Are people learning? Oh, that feels good. That feels real good. See you in hell, Wichita. Always a satisfying first blood. And here I am at my home. And now this is where I'm going to be for pretty much the rest of the game. So why do I so desperately want to be here? Because in this ship, I pretty much have control of C and B all by myself. Yes, I've got two division mates with me. One in a Fletcher and one in a Bismarck, but only one of them will be around much longer. The Baltimore shows up again and is ready for another taste test of German AP. So open up and say blah. We've got ourselves a little bit of a scrape that we need to finish here. And I'm actually using my friendly Bismarck as a shield because the Baltimore could easily sink me when I'm broadside like this. But our Bismarck, whether intentional or not, says, "Get down, Mr. President," and takes the shots for me. And in this process, they will also remove the Emberg. So we are going to come out in a pretty good situation here. The usurpers are pretty much dealt with, so now I just need to kind of fiddle my way back into the exact location I want to be, which is that little nook directly in front of me. And I do take a little bit of risk backing up here, but fortunately none of those legendary tier ships have a shot at me. And that Roma, I don't know what they're doing. They've shot HE at me, they've shot AP at me. They're just way too far outside there to really be useful to their team. I'll just take a couple shots here as a parting gift to say, "Be seeing you." And then we will get into the next segment of this engagement. And there goes some wild HE birds. And that's it. That's the game. We can just sit here until the clock runs out because we have both C and B. And what is my division mate doing? Oh no, do we have to bring this segment back? I think we do. It's this segment, "What is my division mate doing?" Apparently they've forgotten that they're in a Fletcher. And as I covered in the previous video, the Fletcher is not a torpedo boat. And they have pushed aggressively close to a Groza Kurfürst and a Yamato, and have no way of knowing where those ships are. I would have much preferred they got closer to the A entry point into B to be able to spot and potentially torp the Conqueror. But instead, once I pop my plane, we see that he is trapped and there is nothing he can do about it. Maybe they'll learn from it this time, but judging from the amount of times we've had this segment, I don't know. I don't feel too certain in that. Regardless, I'm going to continue with my plan because there's just nothing I can do to save him. So let's move on to Exhibit B as to why the Prinz Eugen may be the best cruiser, the spotter plane and hydro combo. I've mentioned before that I don't use the reload booster, as for my style of play, the plane is of greater service to me. And for the remainder of this match, you'll see me continue to use my plane and hydro to constantly be able to see what's going on regardless of the fact that I'm behind an island. This torpedo range, that's not something you can get from the Hipper. And that's going to bring us to Exhibit C. And this is the torpedo armament of this ship. Not only do you have near destroyer range torpedoes, they also reload ridiculously fast. And there are a lot of them. And this is the real reason I want to get to this island. The sheer amount of torpedo spam this ship can put out is enough spam for every Hawaiian alive today. Why do Hawaiians love spam? I don't know, but they do. And just look at how frequent I'm putting these out. And this is the trick of this island. And this is really the trick of the Prinz. Ouch. Okay, maybe I got a little bit greedy there. That could cost me, but where was I? This is the real reason I wanted to get to this island. because this is what the Prinz Eugen does so well. It just gets into a spot and absolutely wrecks. So our plane gets shot down, but we still have eyes on the Yamato. And what do you know? These torpedoes are almost ready again. The Yamato is going to drop spot, and that's going to be a problem for most ships, but not the Prinz Eugen, because I have Hydro. And now I can have the Yamato spotted, and they know they're spotted. I don't know if they're just completely unaware of what the Prinz Eugen can do, but it doesn't really matter to me because I'm going to put these fish in the water. And they're going to connect. And they're going to flood that Yamato. So let's see what happens. Now, the red team did flip B in that process, and as such, they are now accruing points faster than we are. And, oh, hold on, I think these are about to hit. Yeah. More, please. More. Okay, that's pretty good. And, like I said, it's flooding. So we're at 165,000 damage now, but that's going to keep climbing. Anyway, the red team did cap B in that process, so they are accruing points faster than we are, and as I covered in a previous video, it's about 40 points a minute. So they are going to take the lead. So I'm pointing to my team, cap A, and someone on our team says yes. Of course, they never do. That's going to be a problem. So we'll just toss this ship in reverse. Our torpedoes are ready again, and I'm just going to try and spam some HE on this Yamato, maybe get a fire. Oh, no. Our Alaska that said they would cap A has gone and been sunk. And even though we're going to sink this Yamato here, we can see the point differential is about 30 points. So that means in 1 minute, the red team will be in the lead. And my two remaining battleships are so far out of position, especially that Iowa way in the back, that there's no way they can cap A. This means we now have to sink every single ship left. And that means I have to sink a Groza Kerr first, which as far as I know is full health. If only there was a way to see him. Oh, that's right, I've got a plane. Let's get some torps out for this guy. And you know what, while we're at it, gentlemen, you're probably going to want to abandon ship at this nearby village because this isn't going to turn out well. So, abandon ship right now. A bunch of our torpedoes will connect and cause flooding, but the numbers don't go up, so we know they've used their damage con, so we have to hit them once more with this other set to cause another flood and kiss our ass goodbye. And how fitting that I am the Kraken victim for that Groza Kerr first. Pretty ironic, some might say, though I guess that's not real irony. Real irony would be going to a spoon factory and them only having forks. Don't even get me started on dramatic irony. But we did connect a torp, and they are flooding. So that GK is done for. So let me ask you minions this. We have two ships to take care of that Roma. The Groza Kerr first is about ready to flood out now. So what is it that our team needs to do to make sure that we win? They need to sink that last Roma by any means necessary. Any means necessary. And rather than ram, our Roma drives right by, and that costs us the game. Really kind of frustrating. I kind of wanted to message him, but I don't do that. So that's going to wrap this one up. 252,000 damage, so just short of the current record of 261,000. 2,531 XP, so about 3,800 had it been a win, but bummer it wasn't. Anyway, that's that. On to the next. Comments, questions, requests, put them below. If you like this video, then spam the like button with the reload rate of the Prinz Eugen's torpedoes. If you'd rather save your Roma than get a win, hit dislike. Subscribe to see more of my videos. I'll get back out there for another one, and we'll talk soon.